going on, everybody? This is Sean of Raw Select Music. Today I want to talk about this album right here. This is K Le Maestro's Whip Music, released on Jakarta Records on September 17th, 2021. When this album got announced, I was super excited. I was already a huge fan of K Le Maestro, not only through his Amore One Thing remix, but also his 2019 Street Corner Music beat tape Lab Sounds, which was absolutely excellent. But now that I just picked this guy up recently, I wanted to share my quick thoughts and opinions of this record with you guys and let you know why it's worth checking out. So with that being said, yeah, let's talk about this guy. So for those of you who may not know who K Le Maestro is, he is a London-based beatmaker slash music producer who really made a name for himself not only for his remixes and his original productions, but also on top of everything, his relatively young age. As of shooting this video, he is only 22 years old, but his sound comes across of that of a veteran producer. Like seriously, it seems like K Le Maestro has come very close to mastering his craft, and from here on out, basically anything that he puts out is just him cementing how good he is at what he does. Seriously, his drums, his drum patterns, sample chops, uses of synths, bass lines, everything that he does just feels so masterful. He's got a great sense of melody, he's got a great sense of creativity. Like I said, chops and stuff, everything, it's all there. Everything that you would expect from a veteran beat maker at this stage, K Le Maestro is already at that level. So what really, to me, separates an album like Whip Music from just your standard ordinary beat tape, even from the beat tape that he released in 2019, is it seems like his approach to this album was taking everything that he had learned as a beat maker and infusing it with other genres of music. And here it seems like he's really taking on a sort of like damn funk 80s boogie funk sort of sound. So there's tons of like dreamy, neon drenched city street synthscapes littered throughout this album, and there's just an atmosphere to listening to this that's extremely enveloping. But on top of that, he's got a great sense of melody, and it doesn't feel like these are just beats. These feel like actual crafted songs, and the way that some of the vocalists ride over these tracks really show that they are so comfortable with the productions that he gave them that it almost feels like they were made for them. So the album kind of plays around with some different sort of drum patterns and stuff like that. There's a couple of tracks that have sort of a more of a trap feel to them. There's some that just go for straight up like almost G-funk in the way that the tracks just sort of groove. Some of them feel a little bit more like modern beat music, but for the most part, it seems like he's really sort of sticking into that framework of trying to craft hip-hop productions around these 80s boogie influenced songs. And he did an absolutely impeccable job on here. Bass lines are on point, melodies are on point, atmosphere is on point, drums are on point. It's just an overall excellent album. And I have a feeling that I'm really going to enjoy going back and listening to this guy again and again and again. Except for one problem. And this seems to be a problem that I have with a lot of sort of artist-produced albums that have vocal features on them. Because the same problem that I have with this album is the same problem I had with Suff Daddy's album. And it was the same problem that I had with Blue Stab's album from a few years ago. The fact of the matter is, a lot of the guest rappers that show up on these artist showcase records just kind of suck. They generally don't do anything to really acknowledge the quality of the productions that they're rapping over. And moreover, they're just not really bringing anything special to the table other than your basic ass brag raps. They're not horrible, but more often than not, they're just so forgettable that you wonder why that they were even there in the first place, other than maybe doing a friend a solid. Honestly, that's really the only complaint that I have with this record. The female vocalists on here are all excellent and really do a great job of adding to the overall texture of this record. The rappers on here don't really add anything. And in some cases, it honestly feels like they're taking away from the rhythm and cadence of the track that they're featured on. But that might just be me. Otherwise, I really dig this record. And if you're looking for a unique take on hip-hop, check this guy out. This one's probably going to be going on my end of the year list. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about it. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. If you've listened to this album for yourself, please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. If you want to hear this record for yourself, please head over to my WordPress blog, because that's where I post music links to any of the records that I talk about on this channel. Also, make sure that you head over to my Twitch channel so you can catch Live from the Record Room, my live streams, where I play records like the ones that I talk about in these videos, as well as a whole host of other records in my collection that I don't get a chance to talk about on this channel. Links to everything, as always, down in the description. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. So until then, peace out!